Doja Cat, is she demonic or is she not? And with the return of the B-side, Sha'carri, she's not back. She's better. Let's start the show.
Yo, Spades Gang, welcome back to a brand new episode of the BK Spadez Show, where society meets pop culture. I am your host, the BK Spadez, and I'm here with my very lovely co-host.
Novacaine, baby.
All right, y'all, do me a favor and make sure y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Novacaine, let them know what else they got to do for us.
Head over to Spotify, leave us a 5-star rating. Also, leave us a 5-star rating over there on Apple Podcasts and leave us a freaking review.
Bet. Now that is out the way, today we are going to be talking about Doja Cat. And I don't know, it's been like the most controversial career next to, say, what? Beyonce?
Maybe. Or Madonna.
Or Lady Gaga?
Lady Gaga, Britney Spears. Basically,
Anybody else?
any big name in women's
Jay-Z?
pop culture. Jay-Z?
Yeah, there's one. Remember, he used to have the whole Jehovah thing. If you haven't noticed, we're talking about this whole new demonic era that
Yeah.
Doja Cat has entered into. And don't get us wrong now. Don't get me wrong. Um, Plenty of celebrities do this. Plenty of pop stars and rock stars. They all have this phase or phases or just era, I guess, of being associated with demons and negative spirituality. And today, I guess we're gonna, by proxy of Doja Cat, we're gonna dig into why
Yeah.
a little bit, like because we all find it kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start at the beginning of her career. The first thing a lot of us seen when it came down to Doja Cat was what? The Move video, which was fun and quirky, and people really
Oh,
liked it.
don't you really know the podcast got that song?
Nope,
Oh, that's
no.
Say It So. Say It So.
Moo, moo, moo. That one.
Oh, the Moo. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
what was it? I'm trying not to curse anymore because
Chick how much cow. Moo, moo, moo. It's something like that.
that song. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it was quirky and it reminded us all of the wholesomeness of Chick-fil-A. And we all fell in love with Doja Cat's career. Tell me I'm wrong.
I
How do
have
you
never, I have never thought about it that way.
how you
Never.
fall this far from the wholesomeness from Chick-fil-A to making your bed with the demonic principalities of life?
And it's so funny you said that. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, remember Chick-fil-A was in some hot water because you know what they said about homosexuality, but then the whole Moo thing came out, and then like all of the complaints went away. It's like Chick-fil-A tripled their locations and everything since then. So it's
I don't know. Maybe they missed the boat with not having Doja Cat as a spokesperson, at least in the beginning of her career. Not now. Now you can't do that.
no, you can't do that now. Not at this
Now
point.
the best she could do now is like Arby's. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love Arby's. I'm
When it
joking
comes
with
to
Arby's.
fast food, when it comes to fast food, you
If
know
you
what? I can see her doing a. We have the meats.
yo, I can see it too. I could
I can
definitely
see
see
it.
it too.
I can see it. I really can see it. But I like Arby's, honestly. But to get back to the conversation at hand, where do we even start with this lady and everything that's been going on? Like,
I don't know.
because it's like
It's been controversy after controversy.
at this point, honestly, at this point, I'm starting to just believe that whatever she does it so she could get the attraction for the new music that she's about to put out.
I mean, we said the same thing about old buddy with the Old Town Road guy. What's his name?
Uh, Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas X. Remember what was it like 2, 3, 4 years ago? 2, 3 years ago, He dropped a video where he gave the devil the lap dance, and it was like a big thing. Then he did the blood shoe thing. This is right on par with that. And I have my
Oh my
issues.
god. I
Okay, I'm
almost
of two
forgot.
minds.
You just I almost forgot about them shoes.
Did I unlock a memory for you?
Yes, you did.
I forgot about them too till just now. Um, I'm of two minds with this because at one hand, I'm like, as a person who grew up on the internet, you kind of understand the trolling nature of all this. Like we grew up with um Illuminati conspiracies. We grew up with Jay-Z and Beyonce being, a part of that. Michael Jackson was a part
Quote
of it. Then
unquote.
Michael Jackson was warning us about it.
And
Kanye West.
quote
The
unquote.
reason I'm of double mind
Allegedly.
about this stuff, all allegedly, you're right. The reason I'm of double mind about this stuff is because it's usually the black artists that make it big, and then everybody's saying, "Oh, they're the devil."
They sold their soul.
Yeah, it's as if, and like you can't be successful and still keep your soul.
I don't
But I was,
know, like I guess it's like a slippery slope at the same time because it's like, a lot of people believe that, the root of all evil is money. And the more you have it, the more successful you are, the closer you are to the evil side. But that doesn't make quite much sense to me all at the same time because it's like we need money to survive. We gotta buy food. We gotta put clothes on our back. We gotta pay these bills. We gotta buy food for our kids. All of this, but then on the other side, it's like you can't make too much because now I sold my soul. So it's like, where's
yeah,
the
it's definitely
median?
double edged. Well, I think, and I'm no tactician of the Bible or anything. Uh, First, the whole money is the root of all evil. We kind of mistranslated that, not mistranslated, but we misworded a lot. It's actually the love of money is the root of all evil. So you can have money, you just can't turn it into an idol, is what we would say. It's like having a,
Okay.
because a lot of people get money and then it's like my entire life is just this money now, and it becomes them, and they become the money, and they need it and they want it, and then they get greed, and then boom, you die and you're locked out of heaven. You see how that works? Um, but I think a
So
lot of
basically,
that,
your money isn't your god.
yes, if you make money your God, then it's a problem.
Then it's a problem. Okay.
Yeah, so I can get $1 million tomorrow as long as I'm not like beholden to it. It's fine. I mean, if God, if you're listening, you drop 1 million on me, I'm paying bills, and then
Period.
and then I'm gonna invest a little bit, and then when I get a whole bunch of it, I'm definitely gonna hit the charity run.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I think if you, and that is not me saying, and we are subject. That's not me saying billionaires and millionaires have to be charitable. It's not what I'm saying. But it would be nice if you were.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I think the whole thing about the religion aspect of it is, it said that we can't have any gods before God Himself. So when we see people celebrating Halloween or having the demons in their videos, it's for us. It's like serving two masters. And I say us because if you don't know, I'm a Christian male here. Just for disclaimer, a lot of my views does come from the religious side of this when it comes down to um, the artists and the demonic side. So, full disclosure on that. Um, but yeah, it's almost like you're doing like the whole I'm in both camps things, and you can't be that way. You have to be all or nothing. So
Mhm.
when a lot of Christians see that, it's concerning for them. And then we go into this hyper religious mode where it's like, you can't be this person. So it must be a reason for this happening now. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I found it all weird. I'm like I said, I'm not really deep into a lot of this stuff. I'm still very much a beginner. So it's just how I view a lot of it, you know? Okay,
Mhm.
I'm not a beginner. I'm just not like I ain't TD
You're not a
Jakes.
Bible thumper.
I'm not. I got it. I only read my Bible enough. It's a confession right there. But anyway, um, let's jump back to Doja Cat. Let's talk about one of her biggest controversies. Like I think the first major one was when she was in that chat room with
Uh-oh.
the racist people.
They were definitely racist.
She's biracial, correct?
She's biracial. Her
I don't know
dad,
if that has anything to do
I
with
want to
it, but
say, I want to say her dad is Nigerian and her mom is Caucasian.
I think you're right. So
Yeah.
a lot of that was like I said, that's like the first big moment. Do you remember how you felt about Doja Cat after you heard that information about her dogging black people, basically?
Well, me personally, I've never really been a huge fan of Doja Cat. Like I've listened to some of her music. I'm not going to take away from her talent because she is a talented young lady, but I've always looked at I've always looked at biracial people on the way that they were raised, and that's how they view the world. So like if her white mom was a little bit racist, then raised her a certain way, then of course she is going to be that way as well. So for her to be in these chat rooms with these men saying these things, it didn't quite shock me. It didn't quite shock me. It just was one of those things that raised an eyebrow because when she did do it, she was already famous. So it's
Yeah,
like, so then it was like, so is she really doing this for like trolling purposes or does she really truly feel this way?
I agree with you on that. It is a weird flex to have at that moment, especially after you become famous, and it comes off like um a bit pick me ish.
Yeah. Or,
And
yeah.
also, oh, you know what? I don't even want to say pick me ish. I want to say it comes off as if she is using hip hop as just a medium for means.
It kind of feels that way as well because she has more than just a hip hop sound. So
She
I
does.
would I will agree to that on I've already said this a million times probably on the show, definitely in personal conversations, but our culture is definitely, making millions for other folks.
I mean, uh,
Biracial
it's the number
included.
one. We're the number one. Hip hop is the number one music in the world. So
Hmm.
we kind of got the hip hop DNA spans a lot now.
Yes. Hip hop is pop culture at this point.
Basically, it's one and the same. Everybody
Yeah,
got to rap on something.
very true. Very true. So, and then of course, if we're looking at how we've seen Hollywood in the past, what, 100 years, I guess. They're very, colorist and things. So she probably used that to her advantage as well, since she is of fair skin and pushing, like really using, like you said, I guess it's sort of like a pick me, but is it really a pick me term if you using what you got and you know you got it? You know what I mean? What is
Hmm.
that term? What is that? That gotta be a term. It gotta be a word for that. But yeah, that's what I believe she's doing. So I wouldn't say necessarily pick me, but I feel like she's using her power to get what she wants.
Yeah, I definitely think "pick me" was the wrong term. My bad on that one. Uh, I
You
admit it. I
good.
don't. Um, her whole thing, her whole aesthetic is weird. But she's like I said, she's not the first one. I think she's probably been the most successful at it.
In this
Um,
decade, yeah. I would say this decade, yeah.
because like you said, she spans several different genres, and the only other person to do that is what Miley Cyrus, and Miley was pretty decent, and I still think Miley is the biggest defendant in that aspect. Though I would never be like, oh, you know, Doja did what Miley did, and she did it better. No, Miley was a G at it for real, and just walked right out
Miley,
of it like it was nothing.
Miley was the cultural appropriator though, so that was a little different for me because like Miley Cyrus is that she was still Hannah Montana, so it's like I wouldn't
Yeah.
quite compare her to that. Um, Miley Cyrus and Justin Timberlake are basically like the same when it comes to culturally
Oh,
appropriating and like for I wouldn't say Doja Cat because she's always had like a hip hop feel, but she's always been like versatile with her sound. Whereas
okay. You're
Miley, she
right.
was hiding in Montana, she was doing country music, she was doing ballads and things, but it wasn't necessarily hip hop up until she was like 18, 19, and then she used the culture to push her career either even further. Now when she's doing all of this music, she's like cookie cutter white.
Facts. It's like she used that what most people do when they leave Disney. They kind of use the most controversial thing to break away. We
Yeah.
seen uh Zendaya has more of a gradual breakaway from her Disney views. I mean her Disney career, but Bella Thorne kind of did the 180 real quick.
Yeah.
Miley and some other stars. They go right from my Disney contract is over to boom, let me jump right into the most controversial thing that I could get into. And for Miley, in this aspect, hip hop was probably the most shocking thing she could have done.
Most
Um,
definitely.
so let's keep it in the internet realm about this. What about her Instagram live she did a few months back where people were calling her out? Why were they calling her out in that instant, by the way?
I don't
Because
know. I think she was doing something. I can't remember what went down, but something went down. And basically she started telling her followers like she doesn't need her followers and her fans. And she's not doing it for them. She's doing the art for her.
that's what it was. And then she told them basically, y'all can dip if y'all don't like it. And then everybody
Yeah.
dipped out.
And then people started following her. But I also feel like that was one of those tactics to get a little bit more like attention on her because she knew she was putting music out.
Do you feel like she's like one of those people that are really good at creating controversial moments to push her music?
Yes, she's been controversial since she stepped into the music realm. She's been controversial ever since she stepped into the music realm.
You can kind of compare that to what Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga, her first 10 years in the music industry.
She seems now that she's like at her Beyonce levels, I should
Yeah,
say.
she's not doing the same anymore. She don't have
Yeah,
to. Her
she
name
seems
is already
quiet.
there. Lady Gaga showed up at the what was that? The VMAs in the meat suit,
Yo,
a whole meat suit,
I was done.
a
I was
whole
done
meat
after the
suit.
meat suit.
One of those performances, they were saying that it was like either like the Billboard or maybe the VMAs, maybe the Grammys. I can't remember, but it was around that time. They were saying like it was a little sacrifice. Shoot, I saw a clip of Beyonce doing Love on Top, and I completely forgot about Lady Gaga being in the um in the crowd, and she came dressed up like Elvis or somebody.
That woman,
She
look,
wasn't
listen, Gaga was just doing stuff back in the day,
Lady
man.
Gaga, and it's just, I guess, I guess for her, and even you could say this for Doja Cat, that's just how they want to present their art. I guess art is very subjective, so I guess.
But so this is my thing. If you're doing the art just to sell record labels, I mean record labels, just to sell records, and push a stream. Is it even art anymore? Because the whole purpose of art is to do it for the sake of doing it for the art of it. But if your art has a goal to just make money, I feel like it's a bit disingenuous. I could be wrong on that, but
Mm,
that's just how I feel about it.
mm,
Maybe
mm.
that's a conversation for another day.
That could be a whole nother conversation right there. Cause I didn't
So
even think about it. Because when does it stop being art and just a cash cow?
yeah, speaking of cash cows, remember when Doja Cat first came? No, I'm just kidding. Um,
One of the lyrics in the new song says something about how she's a cash cow.
it does. I did read the lyrics, and we're gonna talk about that in a minute. Compared to the visuals from that, the lyrics seem very um
Fun. I hate to say it.
fun, but also like a non-factor. Like
Like a
it's just
non a
lyrics,
complete it's just a fun song, non-factor, just some lyrics.
which makes this whole thing even more weirder. Like, so why go this far? Man, I get it. Any
How
demonic, we're gonna talk about. We're gonna get to it. Let's stay on target.
child.
What about this Elvis soundtrack? Because that was another controversial moment from her, which I didn't even know she did an Elvis soundtrack. But why is
She
this an
didn't do
issue?
the soundtrack. She didn't do a soundtrack. She just did a song.
Okay, all right. So it was a song that was on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
How does that even work in an Elvis movie? Like, was she
It
singing?
did
She
like
wasn't
a
rapping, was she?
yeah, she does, her style is like that sing-songy rap. So she's not like necessarily singing, she's not necessarily rapping. It's somewhere in between. So
Mm.
so like what what was the sample? Hound dog. It's a
Oh,
hound
that's where
dog
that came
sample.
from.
Yes, you know the song. I was about to say you should know the song. It's
The
been on TikTok
original,
and
it
everything.
got the original lady sample on it.
The original, yes, the original sample is on it, but they used it on the soundtrack. And it was, and you already know like how there was controversy behind, Elvis
Yeah.
and then her being in these chat rooms, they were trying to like merge the two. So they were like, how could she do this? Oh, we should have seen her going to do this if she was in those chat rooms with those men. So
Well, you know how the internet is. They be on some hyper
they make two plus
connectivity.
they make 2 plus 2 equals 5.
They do every single time. And if I have no other positive, another positive praise from Doja Cat, her art is great. And I think that was more of a strategic move to get the originator of that song out in the world versus the Elvis version. So if I could give Trump points for doing the right thing from every once in a while and making the right calls, I can do the same for Doja Cat. I think that was a good move. I think that was a good move.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Um,
But don't you ever bring up Trump in this conversation again. Say, nah, let me stop. Let me
so President Trump,
President Trump, Doja Cat
we
supporters,
got
all the same people. Say, no.
you so rough for that. It's not no, maybe though. Maybe given that um white people are like the biggest consumers of hip hop, so probably. Um, let's talk about the visuals of her latest single, which, like we said earlier, is called Demon. And I don't want to look at that too long. That's so creepy,
Take
man.
it back one more time. Don't and look away, just so I could.
I ain't gotta look away. This is
The bling. It's the bling. But every time I see this face, it just really gives me like she trolling. Like it's like I'm gonna make this face. We're gonna say it's a demon, but this a troll face at the same time.
I mean, I get that. I do believe she definitely is trolling to a degree here. Oh, okay, not to a degree. I
You know
honestly
the
think she's
song.
trolling. She's absolutely trolling. But this is the thing.
Something.
But this is the thing. You're making it real hard to beat them allegations right now. How have you been? whether you are or not. And you know me, I grew up in the Christian household, so it's things you shouldn't dib and dab in. And don't get me wrong, there are things across the board that we all dib and dab in on purpose, accidentally, that we didn't know we were, or we do know now. So we're dressing up on Halloween. I dress up every year on Halloween, but I'm not doing it to, and even though I'm not doing it to, praise the devil or anything like
Yeah.
that. I just like dressing up, and it's the one time of year in my area where people won't look at you sideways when you do it. And let me be honest. Let me be honest. I also like giving candy to kids. Okay, it's my moment of positivity, and it sucks that it only can happen on that day. If it was a random Tuesday and you told me to dress up and go outside and give out candy to kids, I would do it. But if I do it on a random Tuesday, people would think I'm like trying to kidnap children. So I can't do it. Um we celebrate Christmas on the wrong day.
Hmm.
We celebrate Easter. Um what's some other things we do as we're out here eating. I think you're not supposed to eat seafood, like not seafood, but like the scavenger type animals, and so that includes
Sky.
shrimp and all that. So we're doing
Sky.
that. We're eating. We're out here consuming bacon on a regular basis. So
Swine
it's
is
it's
fine for me.
see, like it's hard. We eat bacon and swine, and we don't even know it. Like a lot of the gelatinous candies, is that not
Yeah, a lot
also
of
from?
gelatinous candy has this swine in it.
So it's
Yes.
like it's hard for me to be like, oh my gosh, she's so evil when we be out here. Don't get me wrong, this is creepy, and because of her platform, and because of her major platform, if she's not, and it's just not just about Doja Cat for me, this is about everybody. You have to be careful what you put forth.
You
If
do.
you are, and I'm saying this is if you are a Christian and you know you're a Christian and you believe in God and you Jesus, you in that camp, you have to be careful for what you put out because we believe you will be held accountable in the end. So from that perspective, and I'm not trying to, preach, I'm sorry. Um, not, but just not to go here. So from that perspective, for me, I'm like, you have to be careful what you put out in the world.
I'm going to basically repeat the same thing you said, but from a non Christian view. If you believe in energy, period, there's good and bad energy out here. So if you're playing with that bad energy, you think it's not going to come back. It's going to come back on that ass. So please, 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 if you think it's a joke, don't do it. When it comes to the spirituality stuff, don't play around with it. Now, there is one part of me where it's like, okay, maybe Doja spends Halloween all year round. Maybe she's really into the spooky ooky, because there are
Yeah.
people out there that are like that. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they are demonic or of the negative realm. That's just something that they have an interest in, and at least they can still see the light. But it is very hard because Doja Cat has been pretty much, we've been seeing this transformation since basically last year, with
Right.
the
With the
shaving of the
blood.
head,
Yeah.
tattoos. She started with the tattoos over the summer, added some more tattoos, and now this.
And the
So
eyebrows.
even though me myself, I love horror films. I love the spooky ooky, but I'm not going to be out here dressing up as a demon and taking pictures. That's just not something I'm going to do.
Right? Like you will never catch me on Halloween dressed up of in anything completely demonic. No warlocks, none of that. Okay. You might
I'll
catch
be a
me in the
witch.
Harry Potter robe. You
I'll be
might
in a
catch me in the Harry Potter robe because I'm a fan. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like Harry Potter. Um, so you might, and also Nightmare Before Christmas. Those are like,
yes.
so I don't want you to think this is the pot calling the kettle. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not. I got my own vices I got to deal with and work out. So it's not like that. But from an entertainment standpoint, and it's hard for we live in an age where everybody can find anything. And if you are a Christian, I can understand why this is traumatizing or upsetting, because you have children and you're trying to, in your mind and in your religion and in your culture, you are trying to say, hey, I don't want my kids to find these things. And yeah, we can all go through the, well, just turn it off or block it. But man, when your kid hit 12 and 13, you can't. So from that point, that's not me. I'm not one of those people, but I'm just saying I can understand it, the concern from that point of view.
I want to know, where does the line, like, where does the line lie? Like, where is it like still entertainment and art, and then where does it go into the actual rituals? You know?
That's a good question. That's what I always struggle with as well, because again, you hear about, we've been hearing about this all the time. And then, there's the camp of people that's saying, if you listen to the lyrics just within itself,
Yeah,
you're doomed.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
doomed, but
You could be put in a trance. Certain things. There's certain songs that I listen to right now, and I'm like, is this a spell? Like,
yeah,
am I
like
listening to?
just on a young Christian aspect, you be listening to the music like this don't rock right with me. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
something's
Like
not.
there was a whole era of hip hop back in what, like 2005, 6 to like 2014. I was like, I'm good.
It's a fact. There's a song who is by Wiz Khalifa and The Weeknd, and I want to say it's called "Remember You." Every time I played this song and I was driving down the street, I will start to speed out of nowhere, and I told myself I would have to stop listening to this song while I'm driving. And I felt like I was addicted to this song. Like, I
Wow.
could not stop listening to this song. But anytime I would be in the car, I would just start speeding out of nowhere. I think I ran a couple of red lights one time. And I was
Wow.
just like, I cannot listen to this song all the time anymore. This is a spell. This is putting a spell on me. I've got a spell on you.
I remember not too long ago, like a week or two ago, which is another reason I wanted to talk about this stuff. A week or two ago, I was watching this TikToker who said she had a dream. And in the dream, she was at like this big concert and everybody was there and they was all rocking out and enjoying themselves. And it was a weekend concert. Funny that you said that, by the way. It was a weekend concert. And when she, like her spirit or something, was transported in the dream, I guess, or some kind of way, I don't remember. She ended up backstage. And she was like, everybody in the crowd looked like they was actually like praising the weekend, or at least their spirits look like the people were celebrating, but their spirits was praising. I think that's what it was. And when she went to the backstage to see him, he was laughing, and then he took off the mask, and then it was a demon face. Now listen, that was a dream of hers, and she said it felt more like a message. So again, two things with the weekend. One, that could totally probably be a weekend video because I
It
think he
could
would
be.
do that.
But there's been controversy with him too throughout the years about him in the demonic world. So
It's so weird. It's and it could be, I can see why it could be traumatizing to the normal person, because you're on TikTok and you're enjoying your music and you love all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, boom, now you're in your spirit, you're like, I can't listen to this anymore. But there was always songs that I just couldn't listen to for too long, or that I listened to when I was younger, but then as I got older and started actually listening to the lyrics, I'm like, no. Pastor
that's
Troy,
it.
vice versa. I can't listen to it now because
I
I listen
didn't
to the lyrics now.
realize I didn't realize until I tried to perform this song at karaoke. Freaking Dead Wrong by Biggie Smalls featuring Eminem. I cannot listen to that song anymore. Sorry.
Hold on, what? I've never heard it. I stopped listening to Biggie too. I
Relax and
listening.
take notes. While I take tokes off the marijuana smoke, blow you on the choke, gun smoke, gun smoke. Biggie Small the layer, the rap slayer, the hooker layer, mother trucker say your prayer. That song, the bigger
Okay.
it is strong, you got it going on. I used to love this song. I used to love it until I had sang it at karaoke one day, and I realized what was going on in this song, and I was like, I can't stand for this. I literally just threw the mic down and stepped off.
See, like it's so weird. Like when you're in tune with yourself, with your spirit self, it's like certain things happen. And then there's the count that's gonna say, well, that's in your mind. It may be so, but whatever it is, I can't consume this stuff. If it's bothering me, then I shouldn't consume it. And I think
Exactly.
that's for everybody. Like if you listen to something and just because it's popular and it's bothering your soul or it's messing with your mind or it's making you feel some type of way or you getting depressed after you listening to all this stuff, stop listening to it.
Stop listening
You're
to
not
it.
missing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes for if you're watching scary movies. If that's too much for you, don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're playing scary video games, if it's too much for you, don't do it. You know how
Don't
often
do
I play
it.
scary video games? Not often anymore. It didn't bother me like that, but I don't like the feeling of just letting my fears go like that. You know what I'm saying? So I
Mm,
don't do it often.
interesting. I never thought about it that way. Because when
Like,
you
cause
playing the video game itself, you do gotta pretty much let your entire guard down because you can't
yeah,
be sitting there jumping at everything because you gotta get the mission done.
yeah.
That's
So it's
true. I never thought about it that way.
it's just it's just how I am. Now, again, I am not the type of person to preach at a person and tell them not to do something. Absolutely not me. I'm just saying, on a personal note, for me, there are songs and things I can't get into. I don't watch like American Horror Story. I don't watch that stuff. I don't
Mm,
watch.
see that.
I watched one of the little Annabelle movies, and I thought it was kind of ridiculous. I haven't watched
First
like
of
really
all,
been in the.
almost all of the Annabelle movies were ridiculous. That is not a good franchise. I'm sorry. I hate that they're connected to the Conjuring films. As a horror movie enthusiast,
I didn't mean to bring that up. I'm sorry.
those movies were kind of bad. The only one that was good, kind of good, I'm gonna say, what is it? The Homecoming joint, Homecoming, Annabelle Creation. One of them. I don't know. I can't remember. I can't keep up anymore. But yeah, so I completely agree. I completely agree. Like if you do not want to welcome these type of spirits and that energy into your world, stay away. When you self aware, it's you can just tell when something not feeling right in your spirit, and you just
Yeah,
Just there's certain people I can't be around anymore because of that energy. Like it just doesn't mesh well with mine, and I don't like that feeling later on. Next thing you know, I'm depressed. Next thing you know, I'm sad or angry out of nowhere for no apparent reason.
yeah. So the entertainment industry is a big spiritual haven, and it's not because I don't know if it's like on purpose or anything like that. I don't know if that's it. I just think when you have an industry that big and there's so many different people and there's so many different moving parts and there's so many different people with different religions, different cultures, all of that stuff mixes together and then you get whatever melting pot that is Hollywood. So people get a spirits of things sometimes. Just
Mhm,
that's what it is, you know. For
mhm.
those of you who are sensitive, I'm sorry. It is a hard life to walk. I know because I am one of those people that when certain things happen or I see certain things or I'm around certain things like you, I can kind of feel it. It just feels off.
You just feel it. You can feel it. I really
Um,
believe I've know I've said this on the show, and I've definitely had this in personal conversations. But I really feel like I'm connected in a lot of different ways, and it's just I was telling you earlier, being self aware is a mother.
yeah, and I've been aware, like self-aware of things since I was like a kid. So
Hmm.
when I watch certain things or do certain things, like there's always a feeling of if it's not a positive thing, it's always a feeling of uneasy afterwards or
Mm.
during. So I've always been one of those really careful people. But we're off subject. What are your thoughts? Um,
See what had happened was.
Because we were talking about the way she looked, and in this Doja Cat looked, and in this album, there is a well, not album, but in this video, there's a lot of demonic theming and a lot of, I guess, what most people could consider coded things, like when she's in the water taking a bath, the water's black, then the demon come out of the water, grab her in the head, pull her head back, her eyes turn white.
Oh yeah, yeah, like she's possessed or something. That's
Yeah,
not the video. This isn't the music video.
yeah. So like, I didn't watch the whole thing because I told you I can't deal with these type of things like that. But I watched bits and pieces, and no, it's not for me. I'm okay with not watching the whole thing. I'm good with that. So
While I was watching the video, I was like, babe, this ain't it. This ain't it. But I wanted to finish it because I feel like I can handle a lot of the, spooky ooky demonic stuff. But I did tell myself while I was watching it, I will never watch it again. And I will never listen to this song again. I'm sorry, but it definitely, the lyrics, even though the lyrics itself were like, whatever, it's the visual that you're going to think back to. Like anytime
yeah,
you have a big song, most music videos, most songs you could picture the music video, right?
yeah.
So why would you want your fans or the people that are portraying your music or people that listen to your music, why would you want them to see that visual in their head when they replay that song?
Yeah, like why would you even want to put that curse in their mind like that? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
I don't like it. And then
It's not for me.
it was like a few like 20 seconds that I closed my eyes and just was trying to take the song in itself. The beat goes so hard. Like
I
and that's
didn't
how
even
they get
listen.
you. That's how they get you. They'll drag you in. Like ever since I
Yeah.
seen that how what's the movie called? They clone Tyrone. Ever since I watched that movie, I was like,
That movie got everybody like, wait a minute. I still gotta watch it. What so we was just talking about how you kind of have to protect your spirit watching these type of things.
Mhm.
So are you concerned? Like, I don't know. I don't know if concerned is the best way, but I'm gonna ask it this way anyway. Are you concerned with the theming, or do you think
For
it's
my
just
personal self, no. But for like the masses, a little bit. But not really at the same time because I feel like history repeats itself. They're always going to find somebody in the forefront to do this type of thing.
we've been here before? Like, this is
We
not the first time. It's
it's
like
not
every 2 years.
every few years, every 2 3 years, there's always something. At this point, I kind of feel like it's like every 6 months because 6 months ago was Sam Smith.
Yeah. So it was Sam Smith. Then Lil Nas X before that,
Yeah,
and then you can go back to the most of the mumble rap with the Percocets and not
yeah,
being in your mind. Then
yeah.
there was Jack Black. They did a whole song with the devil.
That's what I'm saying.
Marilyn Manson.
So
So yeah,
is it like a thing that they have to do in Hollywood to level up, or is it actual rituals? I don't know. You know, I don't know. I want it to be
hmm,
neither, but that's how they look at art. It's sad a little bit,
it is. But we've always had
and
controversial moments of people either saying they sold their soul, or rumors of people selling their souls, rumors of people doing rituals, rumors of people telling you that this is a ritual. Was the 27 club, 27, right? Yeah, the 27 club. So is it completely just nothing? Because we always go with the where there's smoke, there's fire. So
yeah,
what's the fire? If there is a fire, what are we missing?
the fire
Like,
is
is this
just.
like a
Oh yeah,
puzzle we're supposed to?
that was about to go dark. I'm glad I did not say that out loud. You said what?
No, no, I'm just saying, is it like a puzzle piece we're missing here? Is there fire? Are we overreacting? Is this all just crazy talk or nothing? Is it actually demonic?
It's too many
Is
possibilities.
it is it connected to the aliens we talked about
Oh,
in the last episode?
you know what? Remember we were talking about how some people believe the aliens are demons.
I've seen more videos pop up since about
I've
it.
seen some too. I went down that rabbit hole on TikTok a few days ago. Child,
This has just become a part two of a continuation of the last episode. Wow.
child.
I don't know.
How,
I think that's a
how did
good.
how did we do that?
I don't know. I don't know. Just by way of just talking, I guess.
Just talking.
I think this is a good. Wait a minute. You got any closing thoughts?
I'm just a little bit mind blown right now. Like the possibilities are endless at this point because it's like us everyday people, we're not gonna know. We just gotta go to work, pay our bills, and whenever it ends, it ends. But for right now, it's just like good conversation. It's all
It's
speculative.
interesting. It's
It's
interesting
very interesting.
from from my religious corner of the world. Um, I don't know. Where do you stand if you want to like? Are you as deep as this? Yeah, are you as deep as I am in it? Like,
So, I'm not religious at all, but I think I've said this, but I'm gonna say it again. I was raised in a Christian household. Somewhere around about 16, 17, I realized that the Christian way wasn't just for me, but I do still believe in a higher power, some type of a God, Jah, Jehovah, whoever we wanted to call this God. I do not believe that this God is woman or male. I think this is like a non binary being that's up there or right here with me. Maybe we are God. So it's like there's a lot of different layers when it comes to me and spirituality, but I do believe that there is good and evil. I do believe that the numero uno has a big fight on their hands, and I do believe that this is hell on earth. I don't think that I don't really quite think that there's like a heaven or a hell. I think that there's like a higher plane,
yeah.
and this is like the worst of the bottom where we're at.
Well, since we're talking about it, and we're after this, we're gonna switch gears. Um, on a personal note, I am very much more in closer to the traditional than you are. But in saying that, there are it's weird. I'm in a weird spot because there are traditions that are biblical, and then there are traditions that we made ourselves. I am really not
Mhm.
with those traditions, a lot of them, because a lot of those tend to go into some very messed up situations and messed up thought processes, and it always ends up with everybody hating each other. So I am more in the camp of I, I'm living my life. I enjoy where my life is at right now and where it's going. But I am not one of these people that's going to get up here and yell at you and scream at you about what you believe,
What you believe.
who whether abortions is right or wrong. I'm not political religious, and
Hmm.
that is more closer to the traditional than anything. I'm just trying to be Christ like and just treat everybody right.
I think it's a little disrespectful for someone to try to force their beliefs on somebody else, because you can't like make someone believe what you believe in.
You cannot.
On top of the main reason why I've had an issue with Christianity, especially since I've gotten older, there is way too many stories underneath Christianity. And there's so many different branches, even though everybody believes in, all the Christians believe in Jesus died on the cross. Some stories are different from others. So I think that's another reason why I didn't care too much about Christianity. Then, on top of how they tried to weaponize Christianity to our ancestors and make it seem as though slavery was so right to do. So there's a lot of different layers for me and my Christian roots, on top of
Yeah.
like learning about Christianity trying to be used again to keep slaves in line, it kind of made me feel as though it trickled down into uh this generation and how we were raised and how our parents talked to us, and we know now that it wasn't necessarily the right thing to do. So
Yeah.
that's why I've always had a hard time with religion, more so Christianity. And then almost all of them say the same thing. I feel like as long as I'm a good person, my spirit would be nice. I believe mostly in numerology. That's what I'm really into right now. And I'm life path 9 out here. So about to be deucing out of here.
I would love to talk to have a preacher
Hmm.
on to talk about these things because you know me, I'm in the mindset of this is. I mean, there's a whole story about how, and we're really getting deep into this for some reason. Um,
It just it's good. It's good. Keep going.
there was a whole conversation. I mean, a whole story about Lucifer and how he wanted to be Christ. Basically, he wanted to run things in a sense. That's just me talking colloquial about it. Because I am not the type of person to give you Bible verses. That's not me. I ain't there yet. Just be real with you. But yeah, so I think a lot of the things that most people say are evil, some of it, it's not that it's evil per se, it's the source of which you get it from that's the problem. Like God literally had to use a star to find God, Jesus, right? And if I'm not mistaken, and if it's a preacher listening, correct me if I am wrong, because I ain't trying to leave nobody wrong here. But I do believe there are moments in the Bible where they literally use. I think Jesus told them to use the stars, or God, somebody told them to use the stars. So I don't think that stuff is inherently wrong. It's just how you use them and what you use them for, and who you're asking the power for in a
Hmm.
religious context of this conversation. But like I said, I am not a traditionalist. I definitely still am. You're always going to be learning something every day, and y'all, we talk about how I got back to this point later because I was not always back here. I was in a whole nother camp. Still believed in God, just not in church or anything like that. So that's a whole nother conversation for another day. I'm back in church now. For those people that's word, calm down, relax. I'm there. Um,
Yeah, because about 2 seasons ago, well, maybe about 3 seasons ago, you weren't too sure where you lied with your religion and your beliefs. So it's actually really nice to hear that you've made your decision.
weird, right? It's like a documented choice. Now people can go back and it's like, oh, what you said. I know what I said, okay? But listen, things change, okay?
Things
Things change.
change. Things change. And there's nothing wrong with being religious, you know? Like you said, the issue comes in when you're trying to force your beliefs on someone else. You
Yes,
cannot make someone else believe. Somebody else cannot take your journey. Your journey is yours.
facts. When it comes down to people doing the whole you have to, as long as you don't preach at me and tell me what I have to do, which I agree with wholeheartedly. I shouldn't tell you what to do, but there are people that exist in spaces on Instagram and on Facebook and on Twitter and on TikTok where they're just talking about God. And then people come into their spaces and get angry about them talking about God and Jesus and how they view the religion. Listen, people, if if you get on their platform, and this is again random moment, if you get on their platform and you're upset that they're talking about Jesus, and you say, don't push your religion on you. They didn't push it on you. That's not them pushing their religion on you. That's them existing in their space, talking to the people that follow them. Now, you
Mhm.
have two choices. You can say you're not interested, or or you can unfollow them. Boom.
Simple.
Block them.
Simple.
Nobody's forcing you to be in a don't attack these people because you
Don't
don't agree with them.
don't attack them just because I don't see anything harming somebody because of their religious beliefs.
It's
Unless you
crazy.
are using your religious beliefs to harm people, then that's when it becomes an issue. Other than that, like just like the what's the group of people? And
So,
shout out to those brothers or whatever, but those black Israelites. I'm getting tired of walking through the streets of DC and you guys are screaming at these Caucasian people. They know what their people did. They know what went wrong. But like it gotta be aligned. Like you can get your point across without disrespecting the next. You can get your point across without screaming in their face. Like show just a little bit of more love. Like isn't that what God is anyway? Love, compassion.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Do
I
you
don't
get
know.
upset with just say a preacher set up a tent at a Walmart parking lot because he got the permit and he's just preaching? Would
He
you
just
be upset about that?
I'm not gonna be upset. As long as he's not screaming in my face and trying to make me believe what he believe in, because we're not about to argue.
Like if I can see if they be like, hey, you person walking, stop, and this is where you're wrong. But if they just talking in the ether, man, you can ignore them if you don't want to
Yeah,
hear
if
it.
they just talking, let them just talk. But if you being directly affected by it, then
Yeah.
you might
If
gotta
they
say a
turn
little something, you might gotta
if they
see.
turn to you, if they turn to you and say red car that just pulled up in parking deck 3, row 5,
I'm like, what you
I'm
want,
talking to you.
Smokey? What you want? What you
All
want?
right. We gotta switch gears. So, like the good sis said at the beginning of the video, it's the return of the you gotta say it. The return
The
of the what?
beehive.
All right, sis. Who we got on the B side? What are we talking about?
Our good girl, Sha'carri Richardson. Oh my goodness. This girl, first of all, I've already believed in this girl. I've even said it here on the show
Yeah,
how
we've been
she
in the camp.
had all of the critics on her back. Everybody was on her back saying all this naysay and putting all this negative energy on my good sis. We were coming out of this shutdown. Sis had just lost her mama. She wasn't trying to really do anything. She had just was trying to stay in school,
Right? Y'all was hating on her hair. Y'all was hating
hating
on her
on her
nails.
hair, the nails, the whole get up. I think people were being a little bit of homophobic, even though I hate that word. People were just doing too much to my good sis. First first race few weeks back. Boom, first place. Okay. Well, people were still like, oh, well, she's not gonna beat the this is what they always say. She's not gonna beat those Jamaicans.
Yep.
She'll never beat the Jamaicans. Good sis. Boom. Another race. What? Sha'carri did what? World Championship. First place in the 100 meter at 10.72.
Killing it.
Killed it. Okay? Slayed it. So now I'm just really excited for her. I'm so happy. In one of her interviews, they were one somebody had said, so how do you feel being better? And she was like, I'm not better. I'm not back. I'm better. You know, she is not saying she came back because she's already been here. She's
She been
already
snapping
been
all
doing
year.
the training. She was already putting the work in. She was already getting ready to shut a lot of you people up. Shut you
Facts.
down. Shut you
Facts.
down. Okay? My sis is so much more better. I'm so excited to see how much further she's going to go. I do believe there's one more big race this month, one more big race this month, and then she should be getting ready for the Olympics next year.
By the way, shout out to Sha'Carri because I'm super proud. We've been Team Sha'Carri from the beginning. We've been defending her since she hit the scene. a few years back, or like 2 years back at this point. I think we talked about it
Mm-hmm.
on the show how everybody was unfairly judging her, and we still feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
So proud of her. Glad she's doing her thing. She has been amazing, amazing here recently. She's been amazing, but like, hey, she came back, hit that other gear, and she been on fire ever since. So, and
Floating.
not only her, but Team America has been. Listen, we Americans, so we kind of have we proud to see all our brothers and sisters across the world in diaspora doing their thing. Okay, we are, but
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 we still, we might be more American than some of these Americans out here, but that's another conversation for another day. It's a
facts.
whole
But
other conversation. But
no no allows.
this is the only time you're gonna be seeing me. Oh, USA, USA, Team America. Oh, this and that. The only time is for that track and field and them oh, I can't even say it right. the only time you're gonna see me, the only time you're gonna see me talking about some Team USA, being all patriotic with the red, white, and blue, that track and field, and them gymnastics. That is it.
Facts. Shout out to Noah Lyles. Shout out
Yes.
to Simone Biles. Whew.
Yes. I forgot there was another lady she won a discus event.
Oh crap! What's it? Oh man, I don't remember her name. I'm so sorry, but yo, when I tell you everybody's been on fire,
It's been
everybody's been on fire. Fire,
they've
they
been
on fire.
crushing it. Okay. We are
So proud of
coming.
my brethrens.
USA. USA. 2024 Olympics, Summer Olympics. We are coming. Okay.
We
We
talking
are
smack for the
here.
Olympics, baby. We coming for that.
We here. We already got the basketball down pat.
Boom.
Say there was a deadlifting champion back in the 20, well they had it 2020, what was that, 2021 because of COVID, but I want to say there was a deadlifting champion that we had on Team USA. Was there a boxing champion too?
I gotta look it up.
some type
But
some type of fighting champion, but all I know is what Sha'carri said about we that's going to be my line for the rest of my life. I'm not back. I'm better. Period.
that she had her Nick Fury moment. When I
Yeah. Yeah.
when I'm out, I'm still in. When I'm out,
When
I'm
I'm
in.
out, I'm still you can't
Yeah.
you can't fire me.
Is Sha'carri Richardson Nick Fury of track? Is she the Nick Fury of track?
Might as well be.
Sha'carri Richardson. Put her in the MCU. I'll watch it.
I'm
All
here for
right,
that.
people. We're gonna the next episode, if plans go the way I think they're gonna go, we're gonna revisit some of this sport world talk because the sports world has been on fire, especially for our brethren. You know what I'm saying? For Team America and all. Since we running that thing right now. All right. But anyway, we just playing y'all, but we got to talk smack, because it's fun. But we got to go. But before we go and run away, and don't go anywhere because September 2nd, my sister got extra old on me. Okay, so
Don't do that to her.
she know.
Happy
Oh,
birthday.
yeah, happy birthday, sis. We love you. I hope you enjoy your birthday because this is now after your birthday because that was at the time of recording yesterday. But it seemed like you had a good time, and I'm glad you still on this earth with us because I love you, and we gotta see the end of this thing together. But
Okay.
if you go first, I ain't going with you. I just want you to know.
Oh my God. It just got so dark in here. Did somebody turn off the lights? Is
I'm
there a
just playing,
power
sis.
outage?
I'm just playing, sis. I love you, my only biological sister. I love you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we gotta go. So, you got any closing thoughts before we run up out of this thing?
I have a huge vendors event coming up on September 23rd. I hope to see all you beautiful people there. It's going to
Go
be
support.
so lit. Please support, come shop, come eat, come enjoy your time on a beautiful Saturday in September.
Listen, you got to go live on the Instagram page, man, so we can see. On the Space Game page too. Get a
I can do that.
Space Game page
Oh,
on the BK
and
Space Show page.
and I bought a camera.
Yeah, you said that last week, and I'm excited because now you get to do your thing with the cam, and we get to see it in HD.
I'm nervous.
The face you just so elated about this camera, man, it's
I'm nervous,
hilarious.
but I'm excited. All
But
I
this
gotta
is good
get,
practice for the movie when we hit up in October. You know what I'm saying? You got to get it together. You got like a month and some change.
I got about 5 weeks. About a good 5 weeks. 6 weeks. 6 weeks. It's 6 weeks.
I hate I'm not gonna be at the vendors event, but I wish you all the luck.
Thank you, my brother.
If y'all got shipping, hit me up. I might.
You already know. Hey, listen, you already know. You already know. If you need something shipped, we can make it work.
Y'all hear that? If y'all let us know all the vendors too, so we can look into them for
Okay.
sure.
When I get the full list, about 6 vendors are already locked in.
Bad,
So when I get the full list and everybody is locked in and everything like that, I'm already getting ready to do a whole big like posting. I'm gonna get some flyers done, things like that. By the time this episode is released, everything should already be ready, honestly.
bad. So good luck. We're looking forward to seeing how successful you are because you're amazing.
Thank
Um,
you.
but we definitely got to end it because we are over time. So, Space Gang, thank you for coming through. It's been a great episode. We had a blast talking to you as always. Make sure you tune in for the next episode. Now, before you go, make sure that you like, you share, and you subscribe to the YouTube channel and wherever you are listening to this podcast right now. And interact with us. Let us know what you think about Doja Cat and her new video and religion and entertainment crossing over as a whole. Novacaine, let them know what else they got to do for us.
Head on over to Spotify, leave us a 5-star rating, and you can subscribe and like us over there. Then head on over to Apple Podcasts, leave us another 5-star rating, and like and subscribe, and leave us a written review.
All right, Space Gang. I have been the BK Spadez here with my very lovely co-host,
Novacaine, baby.
We up out, man. Y'all keep it cool. Bro, we loves you. We out.